All right, here is journal entry January 11th, 2017. End of the day. Just want to be able to recap kind of what happened yesterday, just because there was a lot going on. There was a decent amount of snowfall, probably almost about 12 inches came down here on January 10th. And so we had a follow up. Mel did for the ER visit that she had on Sunday. She passed out in church and had to have an ambulance take her to the ER. And then on yesterday, we went to the clinic to be able to check on her hemoglobin was a little low, so she's going to run labs. We ended up having an appointment with her physician's assistant and was telling her the whole story and what was going on. And so she reached out to the OBGYN, Dr. Burns, and she told Mel to be able to get to the ER because she wanted a full ultrasound and a full checkup. So, and then the snowstorm. What had happened was they ended up canceling school about an hour and maybe 15 minutes early. So we ended up running over, getting up Mason and Gavin from elementary school before they were meant to be released out around 2:40. And Ryan was already on the bus, but his bus was taking such a long time to get home because of the snow. We ended up leaving phone, leaving a note, letting them get in touch with us, and we ended up going to the ER at around 2 o'clock. We didn't get out of the ER until about 7:30. Mel ended up having EKG, blood tests, urine tests. They also did an oxygen test. That's where, and an X-ray scan because she's having some high abdominal pain here. And so when they did the oxygen test, she was just walking around, and for her being so young, there was a dip in the oxygen levels. So they ended up wanting to get a CT scan. And so when she went to get the CT scan, they gave her some contrast. When she came back in, she was saying how great she felt, and all of a sudden she started getting hives on her face, and she actually had an allergic reaction to the contrast. And they gave her some Benadryl because they're concerned, with the allergic reaction. And all of a sudden, she just started shaking uncontrollably, like serious shivers, like it was like her arms were moving and wailing, flailing. And so that was a little bit scary. And then they gave her a steroid, and then we ended up leaving around 7:30 on the way home. Stopped at Taco Bell, had that throughout this process. Talked to get Ryan on the phone, made sure that he got his things done. Mason and Gavin were waiting patiently in the waiting room, and I'd go back and check in on them. Luckily, we had brought their tablets so they could stay occupied while it was 5 hours there. So, well, 5.5. And then the funny thing is, because of that snowstorm, it started getting really windy. And so when I came out to the car, it had, a lot of that snow had melted just based on the heat of the car, and it had all gone to like seriously hard ice. So I'm scraping it off, and then add on top of it, all that wind blew a lot of the snow that was unplowed in the parking stall next to us all against the car. So I had to like literally probably 3-4 minutes rock the car back and forth to get it out of that snowy parking stall. So that was a unique situation. So I wanted to be able to post that just because it's a little unique, and as we're having this baby, it's creating quite the issues on Mel's body. She's been to the ER now 4 times since the month of December. So we're only at 12 weeks. So luckily, in all of this, Mel looks still really healthy, and all the ultrasounds of baby looks really healthy. So that's a total plus on what's going on here. Hope you're having a fantastic day.